Hello guys, this is Travis Baylitz. Today I'm going to talk about bipolar. And the question you have to ask yourself is, you probably came here is to ask yourself is, am I bipolar? Well, let's just involve personal experience. What was the determination when it came to me? What was the fact that assumed that I was bipolar? Well, it was pretty simple. So, normally, when you see a psychiatrist or a doctor, you think of some of the negative side effects like depression, losing hope, suicide, suicidal ideations, lack of energy, things like that. So that's what I did. I told the doctor that's what I had, and he prescribed me antidepressant Paxil. Well, what happened is, you guys know this, so our moods are on a wave. And as you can tell, sometimes we get happy, sometimes we get sad. However, if you're bipolar and on an antidepressant, your moods go like this. So you got this huge threshold. And what happens is you get excitability, inflated ego, and maybe irritability. Mania. This is something called mania. So that's what happened. I experienced a manic reaction to Paxil, and that's what determined me to have bipolar disorder. Originally they called it bipolar 2 because I only had hypomania and I didn't have a full-blown manic attack, according to them. So that's what happens when you get super happy, super excited. You become manic, and this whole threshold moves up. The bad thing with that is that if you keep at this long enough, your wave is unstable, and you progressively become more and more manic, and it's harder to treat that. So that's why it's not a good idea when it comes to the disorder. So now you know mania is excitability, inflated ego, irritability. What's depression? I already talked about it, but it's sadness, hopelessness, suicidal ideations, etc. However, there's also specific behavior when it comes to mania. Gambling is one. Sex drive increases. And spending increases. So these are all behaviors and side effects of manic depression or bipolar disorder. So now you got that down, let's talk about something else. What's the difference between bipolar 1 and bipolar 2? How do you determine if I'm bipolar or if I have bipolar 2 disorder? Well, let's talk about bipolar 1. Full-blown mania. Bipolar 2. Hypomania. So the wave is like that when it comes to bipolar 1. Hypomania, it's like that. So as you can tell, the wave of mania isn't as bad, but you can kind of get the idea of what's the difference between bipolar 1 bipolar 2. Now it's very possible to get misdiagnosed. Maybe I was bipolar 2 in the beginning, but then I became slowly bipolar 1. And there's also bipolar depression. That happens where you're just on medication, but you eventually become very depressed and you don't experience any mania. Maybe in the past, before you were on medications, you did, but right now you didn't. So that is bipolar depression. So ask yourself this: am I bipolar? Ask Charlie Sheen. Ask Kanye West. They each have different ideas. Some think they have some believe, like me, when I first was diagnosed, I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to fucking take medications. Excuse my language, but I really did not want to take medications. However, as things slowly got worse, I had to come to a realization that if I wanted to have a decent relationship, I had to start taking medication. Kanye West is a little different. He's just kind of goofy and thinks that it was sleep deprivation. It's possible, but maybe you're like Demi Lovato, and I don't know what kind of medication she takes, but she also has a comorbid type of illness, and that's drug addiction, and a lot of people have that, and it's not good. Drugs, alcohol, bipolarity, and mood disorders do not mix. So trust me, you're having a hard time believing that you're bipolar. But if you think about it, long enough, if you live your life, have more experiences long enough, you may come to the ultimate decision that, hey, I have bipolar disorder, I want to get it fixed. That's when a psychiatrist is very helpful. A therapist is helpful. They can help you come up with a plan to help better your life, so you become, in the end, more safeguarded, more happy, have more goals, more hopeful, things like that. I want you guys to know that having bipolar disorder is not the end. There's more opportunities out there. Sometimes you have to realize that they're not going to happen right away, but eventually in the future they do. It's so much important to have hope, but it's also important to cope. Thank you. Have a good day. This is Travis Bailiff signing off. Bye.